You know, as I've traveled the multiverse, I've been to a lot of stupid places. But this place has to be the stupidest. Right here as I land with these other damn fools on this movie review extravaganza. Oh, look at him, Mark. Mark's taking a shit. Look at him. What's going on? What is going on, everybody? Oh, it must be a big day. We sit up here looking dumb like this. No, what are you doing?
Oh, we. What do you mean we, Kimosabe?
Okay, me. I admit, I tried to be Deadpool, but I think it just looked like a sex gimp right now.
You can do both.
Yeah, why not? Why not, man? You want to be the first? Hey, oh, look at this right here. Damn. We got Six Flags Wolverine.
Yeah.
If your complaint about the MCU has been that, you know what, it's just been getting a little bit too jokey, then you damn sure don't want to hang out with me. Or this guy right here, Deadpool. You know, that's the guy he's nothing but jokes.
Since day one.
Since day one, don't shut up with the jokes. Keeps going. And y'all thinking, well, shit, man, everybody's been telling Marvel that that's your problem. Why you gonna invite this damn fool? Dead fool. Why you gonna invite this fool in right here? Y'all just don't listen. Well, you see, that's the irony of this whole situation. I mean, yes, this man is full of jokes, but it's ironic that people are seeing Deadpool as the one who is going to save the MCU right here, including with his jokes. You see, the MCU is being threatened by its biggest villain yet, mediocrity. And there's a dangerous mutant out there who happens to be related to another famous mutant that just wants to come in and just mess up everything for everybody. So to stop both, old DP right here has to bring in his fighting skills and his own mutant powers and his nasty ass mouth that he won't shut up with. Oh, and of course, he's come in with a friend. Oh my God, is that who I think it is? Oh shit, is that Wolverine? Oh my God, and is he wearing yellow? Is he actually wearing, is that the authentic costume? Oh my God.
The ones you guys have been clamoring for 24 years.
For 24
That's the one.
years. Oh my God, I've had this nerd sperm saved up all this time. And I'm just, the only thing that's keeping me from busting right now is that I'm saving it for when I actually see the movie. Because that, of course, is Wolverine, who Deadpool is hooked up for a reluctant bromance right here on his part. And hopefully together, I mean, look at that, people, look at that. Hopefully, I mean, is there any doubt that these two handsome, heroic gentlemen over here, that they can actually jumpstart the Marvel universe again, the Marvel Cinematic Universe that is? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for very straightforward Deadpool and Wolverine. Don't need to put it any other way. Even though watching this movie, Wolverine would tell you, no, it's Wolverine versus Deadpool. Can't stand this motherfucker.
I am soaking wet right now.
You look crazy as hell over there bobbing your head with that mask on. Some people what you do.
I'm a big Madonna fan.
It's crazy looking and it's cute. It's adorable. It really is. This will be a spoiler-free review. They've hidden so many details about this movie that we wouldn't dare come in and try to reveal any details that would ruin the moment for you. In fact, I think these guys already knew, but I already put a note out saying let's not go into too many details. Doesn't mean that we still can't talk about it and tell you our opinions and go into some details that won't spoil anything for you. But do not worry, we're not going to do that. But what I can tell you with this, that I don't think is going to spoil anything for anybody, and some of this you already knew. So going into this movie is mainly three things. It's cameos, it's music drops, it's jabs at Disney, and I don't know if I said three things or not, but if I did, I'm gonna add something else in there. it's also a lot of homoerotic humor going on. Deadpool wants to Wolverine so bad. All that aggression is nothing but sexual tension between those two right there. And there are a lot of jokes about that. But
Well, Deadpool is historically sexually fluid.
oh, you got damn right. When he says, hey, look, I don't mind pegging, he meant that. And wearing this costume, I kind of see what he means. But let's be honest with this. You know, the big thing with this movie, as much as people want to see Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and of course they want to see the man himself, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, as much as they've been looking forward to this team up, everybody is here for the cameos, you know, because that's the big secret of the movie, the big secret guest spots. Oh, well, who's gonna be coming in from the MCU or maybe from some other places? Oh my God, what Easter eggs are they gonna have in here? You know, that's the big selling point for the movie, and because they kept it so secret, it just makes people want to have it more. You know, this is very much a superhero. Let me see here. This is very much a superhero cameo guest feature movie in the vein of something like Spider-Man No Way Home, or even more The Flash. So, you know, if you like those movies, or if you just like say, oh my God, it's him, I didn't know he'd be here, even though everybody said he wouldn't, and it was all over the internet, but oh my God, it really is true.
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If that gave you an erection, then, you know, you're gonna love this. You know, that's what you're looking for. You know, that's your thing right there. And that's not to downplay Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman, because I believe that they're great together. You know, those two, it's the classic straight man idiot chemistry.
Yeah,
not straight man funny man. It's the straight man idiot chemistry.
It's not just straight man; it's angry straight man.
Well, I love that one.
Oh yeah,
that's been the Martin and Oz dynamic for years. Will you shut up, Coleman? But you know what? I got more to say, of course, on all this, but I don't want to hog the stage right here. Let's spread this around.
Well, here's a thing counter to what you're saying. I stayed away from so much. I just knew it'd be Wolverine and Deadpool, and so all the cameos were brand new to me. Everyone, I was like, I'm following this story and enjoying this. Oh wow! Look at this cameo. Look at this surprise. And it was just constant surprises for me. Yeah. So I didn't have that. I'm expecting something. I was just like, wow. So it was all gravy. And this movie, it really felt like they saw the multiverse of madness and said, what the hell? This is what you guys do with this? Here, let us show you how to do this right. And kept it driving, and where these cameos, they didn't pop in as much as they seem like gimmicks, they played into the story and added so much more to it. I feel this movie was kind of like this movie is made for the fans. I think anybody can enjoy it, but being a fan, I'm in a perspective where I can't tell for sure. But if you've been following the movies, and it is a lot of movies you probably need to see, and TV shows, or at least Loki, it's almost like Christmas. But it's like if you gave your parents your Christmas wish list and you had 8 things on it, and you woke up on Christmas and there were 16 presents under the tree.
I agree with your point. I was saying after the movie, I was like, this really feels like what Doctor Strange should have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
I was like, because before the movie comes out, you're like, yo, who's gonna pop up? Who's gonna pop up? And like, oh, it's just those 4 people.
Yeah.
This one is like so much more. I ain't gonna say who it is, but it's just like it feels like you're in like a theme park.
Yes.
And you're the kid and you just able to run free.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It is very much like fan service, the movie. And it reminded me in a way of Ready Player One, except here it wasn't just random stuff. It was stuff that was in context and it was used properly. And they would take small details and they would do stuff that you've just been waiting for them to see, whether it is, cameos or it is certain like types of other things that I will not say.
Yeah, there's so much that can't be said. But
yeah, so everybody's talking about the cameos. I'm gonna say that going back to that chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, that's probably was the best thing to me in the movie.
Yeah.
I like that, I love their relationship. They argue, they stab each other, they argue again, they stab each other some more. It's a very stabby relationship that they got going, that got going on here. And there's at least about, 2 great fight scenes with them where they are really going at it. They even tell you, hey, get ready for this because this is going to be what you've been waiting for all this time, which I think delivers something for everyone, because with the fight scenes that we have here, and looking at them, the fight scenes take on a lot of different tones at different times. Mainly they're funny and they're done with steady humor, and they try to be comic accurate with the poses, that look like they came out of a comic book frame, but it's also pretty well choreographed. And so because of that, these fights can be enjoyed by everyone out there, I believe. But outside of those big fights, like I said, man, these two are just constantly poking, stabbing, slicing each other.
Verbally.
Yeah, the stabbing and the slicing is part of the insults.
Right.
They are constantly doing that, man. I love their relationship, that they have right here. I would also say that, the character of Deadpool here, he's probably the most Deadpooliest right here. Ryan Reynolds continues to be faithful to this character. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know that much about the character. Everything I learned about this character is like picking things up as I've read stuff online. Like I've gone and read some comics online, or parts of comics, only because I want to find out more about the character.
Sure.
I've known the character for years and what everybody says about Deadpool. But right now, I think that he's even more faithful to this character because he's getting crazier with the fourth wall breaking in this movie. There are moments where he takes the camera and just snatches that shit and breaks it, and just takes the boom mic from somebody. This is probably the only thing is it might come across as a little sillier maybe than like maybe Deadpool 1 or even 2, but I don't know. That's probably how the character is in the comics, and that's probably what people want to see. I will say another aspect that's faithful to the character is that I said this before, he will not shut the up.
Nope.
And then through this whole movie, right here, he's constantly joking, and Wolverine, Logan right here, he's smiling, but it just makes their relationship even more believable because you see exactly why Wolverine wants to kill this.
Yes, and it's not one of those where, it's oil and water, we have a fight, but now, okay, we worked it out and now we're buddies, let's team up for the rest of it.
No. This whole movie is like, I hate you, man. There's not any real moment that's, man, I'm not going to say anything near the end or anything like that. Maybe not, but there's throughout most of this movie, it's just like, I'm not your friend, man.
Yeah.
We don't even want to be here. Yeah, I don't want to be here. I just want to drink at a bar and have people hate me. Now I'm hating you. And he just, my life was worse because you're here. Yeah, he just talks a whole lot. I don't know if that's going to get on anybody else's nerves, but I thought, okay, maybe it would if Wolverine wasn't here, but I could see why everybody hates this character, but in a way that's entertaining.
Well, it does help a lot. I mean, with the first Deadpool movie, it was so personal, and he had Vanessa really like their romance that the two of them played off each other.
Yeah.
And that was kind of missing with the second movie. So here, I mean, look, you know what Deadpool's all about. If you don't like him talking and joking, you shouldn't even be here. But Wolverine is a great foil for him, another equal player to play off of.
Yeah, and they need that kind of dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling y'all, if you saw the first movie, or maybe you saw the first and second movie, and y'all were like, will he shut the up? This is not going to help y'all, man. I don't even think Die Smoke would make him settle his ass down, man. Oh, did you miss me, y'all? Hey, somebody said, you need some Die Smoke right now. Hey, man, we just had some Die Smoke the other day.
Yeah.
Alan came in and brought some Die Smoke.
Good
I got some
Alan.
Die Smoke in there. I love Die Smoke. Die Smoke really does help me relax, man. Die Smoke, they're THC gummies. They come in different flavors, different flavors and different strengths.
Denominations.
Denominations, if you will, different strengths. And they are delicious. But also, I can tell you, as a as a busy, silly ass man myself, I need something to settle me down. But they really do help me relax. I have trouble sleeping sometimes, and I'll have a gummy, and I'll pick the right strength, and man, it will actually really help me relax and go to sleep. They come in different flavors. You heard Martin say this. I remember back in the day when Die Smoke just started. They only had two flavors. Two flavors. And now,
red and blue.
And now look at them. They got different flavors. They got different strengths. Because gummies are great. But, sometimes it can take a while to get you that relaxed feeling that you need right there. So if you want to skip that, look at this right here. They have combined the burst of summer citrus tangerine with the quick release THC. Oh, and this is something that's going to make you really relax your mind right now. A discount. People, like, when we tell you we love Die Smoke. Like, I'm not, I wouldn't lie to you like that. I mean, I know you can't tell what's going on in this match right now. I might be like, but no. Listen, we've had so many testimonies from people. The Toasties, they've sent in videos talking about how they love Die Smoke. And they also appreciated that we gave them a discount to try it. So if you go over to diesmoke.com/toasted and you use the code DT50, you'll get 50% off any item. People, start relaxing today. Get that code, get you some gummies, and I promise you'll have some of the best sleep. You'll have some of the best relaxed evenings, and it will also be delicious. I want to thank Die Smoke for coming in and supporting this part of the show. And of course, I want to thank all of you out there for your support. All right, let's see where we were.
Can I add something to what you said about Deadpool's character real quick?
No. Yes, of course. Of course.
I just really like that because this is the third movie we've gotten with Deadpool. Like he was nice to the audience, in that first movie where they introduced him. But now, it's like he's more matured. He's immature, but this character, he's dirtier. Like he's been around the block, and we've really seen him grow into that full Deadpool that you really want to see. And I was happy to see that they take it that far.
Well, that's the thing with this character that if I could add on to what you're saying, that's a good.
No.
Okay, yes, sir. That was well deserved. But really, it's to add on to what you're saying. I think this character has grown to the point where he's the most lovable he's ever been. He's showing more of a sensitive side here. It might be because you say he's grown a little bit. He's very adorable for an insane sociopathic murderer. And also, let me just say this, and I don't really mean this. I'm not saying this as an insult, but I would say almost like Homer Simpson, he's kind of got dumber too.
You think he's got dumber?
Yeah, I think he's got a little dumber in a way, just a little bit. Again, just enough to keep it lovable.
Have you been checked for ADHD?
But I've had several STDs, which were probably caused by ADHD.
He's like a horny little kid,
He's like, just shut up.
Yeah. And that's what
you don't have to talk.
Maybe he's kind of gotten silly or whatever. Yeah, he just won't stop, man. And I'm like, look at this, mother. Shut the fuck up. But all of this is not just shit talking with him, man. I mean, a lot of it is. It's all the shit talking that he does. It does make for a very funny movie. The jokes, they fly fast with Wade Wilson. That's his character's name. Ryan Reynolds, of course, it's just the character's really kind of him. And Wade never shuts up. And that's why the jokes are flying so fast. And I'll say because of this, no one's taking the movie seriously, and I mean that as a compliment, because everyone is in on the joke.
Yeah, I mean, it also, and it does have some moments that are, serious or sincere and have heart, and it's usually with Wolverine and Deadpool's not around.
Yeah.
But like the criticism that Marvel is too jokey. This is that platform where that fits.
Yeah, that's what's supposed. This is a comedy, people. This is a straight out comedy. Mm-hmm. It is a wacky comedy. All right, and everybody is there for that. Everybody's there for that tone, and and it makes for some fun performances. I really like Matthew McFadden, who you've seen, or McFadden.
McFadian.
McFadian.
Yeah, it's tough.
But you might recognize him from
Succession.
Yeah. But and you know him from the trailer. He's part of the TVA. So that's no spoiler right there.
He's amazing in this.
He is really good. Yeah.
Well, you watch him and you think like, all right, he seems kind of stuck up. He's going to be another straight man, and in a way he is. But he's a lot funnier. Than the trailer shows. And I would actually love to see a movie with him and Deadpool.
Right?
Just him getting, because he's got that British smugness that Deadpool is just always slapping down to the point he's getting that British frustration. Will you please be quiet?
He's got the British smugness, but he's also kind of sniffling also.
Yeah. I liked it, man. In this, the main villain is played by Emma Corrin. She's Cassandra Nova. Again, some of you already know this. If you've seen if you read comics, you know this. I'm not going to say it, but she's related to another big Marvel character out there. The head will probably give it away. That's all I'll say. But that big ass head right there. But even they have her as a villain, have her milking her part for comedy bits, and she's having a good time playing the character. I have some criticism of this character, but I will say I enjoyed watching the actress play that character. In this, Deadpool makes fun of a lot of things, and boy, he sucker punched Disney, threw them to the ground, and just kicked them in their ass dead, steadily over and over again.
With Kevin Feige watching the whole time.
Watching the whole time. I mean, he's making fun of the multiverse. He's making fun of the Disney business structure, the corporate structure,
the MCU.
The MCU. Like he's talking major shit about everybody. Yet I was surprised how much the movie pays respect to 20th Century Fox. It's while roasting it, but it's actually kind of a love letter to some things in 20th Century Fox, even things that don't deserve it. But they're very nice about it. It was like they talk more shit about Disney than they did 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox, like, goddamn, I'm glad I didn't get it like that.
and to be fair, Deadpool's been doing that in the previous movies. Like, he's been shitting on Fox the whole time.
It's kind of like Marvel, your turn.
Yeah. Come here.
He shit on DC in the previous movie.
So
the thing about his talking shit is all his shit talking. Every time he says something, you're like, ooh, it's kind of true though.
No, that's the thing. It's all true. That's the only one. Yeah, that's all. That's what makes it effective. Shit, he ain't making nothing up, but we all knew it.
He's just saying everything that we've been saying.
He's just getting the biggest platform to say it.
But it's refreshing to have him say it in a Marvel movie to go like, okay, so they do know.
Yeah.
Even they know nothing about it.
Yeah. Or at least now they know.
Yeah. So does this change the game for the MCU? Well, it's a game changer in the sense that, this is extremely rated R. Everything that you thought this was going to be is probably more.
I didn't think Disney would go that far.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the cussing on it and the violence.
It's a lot of violence.
Scorsese didn't go that far.
No, it's a lot of violence. There's a lot of cursing, but it's a lot of damn nasty sex jokes in here. Also, I was just reading how, and I don't know how much, I'm going to take this from the New York Post, but like Deadpool Wolverine, the first R-rated MCU movie, has more than 100 F-bombs.
Oh, it totally does.
Yeah. I can believe that.
And I bet 80 of them come from Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because it came out of his mouth every single time.
But every time he could say it, he said it.
He said it, yeah.
Yeah, it has more than 100 F-bombs, and those are dropped in like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
It's nonstop.
Yeah, no, it is nonstop. So, that being said, don't think that this is just one big movie where they just, being childish about being able to say, the F-bombs and do sex jokes and whatnot. That's not the case here. It pulls back enough at times to make Wade Wilson a character and not just a joke machine. This is just my opinion right here. I don't know how everybody else feels. I think it's too early to tell how this will affect the MCU. Will they take more chances? Will other characters get a rated R movie? I don't know. I think it's too early to really say how this is going to change things. I would imagine that other characters that are edgier or darker will get rated R movies now.
I think the door is open for them. I think you may get that Punisher movie you've been wanting.
I've been telling y'all call me a fool.
Not the Punisher, Mark.
Yes. Well, he's like, why'd you bring that up?
No, he bring it up.
I'm glad he brought it up. I told all y'all, you laughed at me. I said, you just wait and see.
One thing I love about this movie is, like previous Marvel movies, this doesn't go, or unlike previous Marvel movies, this doesn't go out of its way trying to set up other things.
No, not at all.
This has all these things at its disposal, and it is using them very effectively.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it just felt like Kevin Feige was there signing off on every single thing, almost like he was on the set every day. So for him, I'm sure he's like, yes, do all that, say all that, because if this is a huge hit, then I can start doing the kind of movies I want to do. Yeah, and they can't say anything.
Yeah, and Kevin Feige probably has been wanting to do this for a long time. But he's been looking at 20th Century Fox and how they were able to put out rated R stuff, and it was for their benefit. I mean, it really kept things from being, again, mediocre, bland.
And I heard that, Kevin Feige was on the sets of the old X-Men movies, and, they weren't supposed to have comic books, but I read that, Kevin Feige was sneaking Hugh Jackman comic books about Wolverine.
Nice.
So he's been around.
So, this is for now, though. We don't know what the future will hold. We'll see. But for now, this is a real treat for comic book geeks out there. A lot of references to storylines, classic issues, artists. You can see right here in the trailer, Liefeld's Just Feet. If you're a comic book artist, look at that. Just the mere mention has him giggling with his geek ass, because people know that Liefeld's an artist and Just Feet, that God can't draw feet or something like that.
Drawn feet.
Yeah, so, little thing, there's a lot more where that came from. What I'm about to say is probably going to make me the villain out of all these heroes in the room right here. Because I have some criticisms of the movie. And let me just say, I enjoyed the film, and I understand that people have been looking forward to this so much. So even if this delivered on half of what people expected, they'll love it. I highly recommend it for those people. I mean, you hear everybody in the room is enjoying it. I think everybody else, if you've been looking forward to this much, you're almost gonna tell yourself it's not bad. You're gonna love this no matter what. And it's a good time. It is a good time at the theater. I had a really good time at the theater. I'll just say this though.
I know what you're gonna bring up.
What am I gonna bring up?
The villain. You can talk about her.
You know what? I am, sir.
See,
damn.
Quite the same criticisms.
Shit, I should have dressed up as Magneto so you can get the my head. Are you in there, Julian? If you take, the Deadpool movies themselves, out, not part of the MCU. This is really kind of a trilogy in a way, and I think if you take it that way, I still like the first Deadpool better. This is for those who complained about Deadpool 2. I think that this is definitely Deadpool and Wolverine. That's definitely better than Deadpool 2. But I still like this movie better, man, and I think the reason why because my criticism here is that I don't think that this movie, I think it suffers in story structure. I don't think there's very much of a story right there. With this, I think that this is more of a setup for cameos. I know that Martin said it didn't feel like a gimmick, and I don't think it feels too much like a gimmick here, but I will say that, for me, they feel like costume walk-ons. It was like there was a roster sheet where they did a roll call and they called them out accordingly. And that's just something that I have been criticizing superhero movies for a while. It's just kind of cameo appearances are just not my thing right now. I personally just don't get excited by that anymore. I think it would be great if the cameos felt like genuine characters, but it feels more like walk-ons. Nostalgia appearances. They're there for IP recognition and maybe a cool fight where we sit back and be like, whoa, my God, that looked awesome. With the exception of one or two that are there for a big gag, and some of those gags pay off very well. Yeah, there's a gag in there that pays off very well. I think that was used well. But some of the other cameos in here, they come in and do that thing and they just actually disappear. They don't have like a real resolution. They don't have a wrap up. They just come in and do the thing and they just kind of gone. because of that, I'm not even sure if the story makes any sense. And that's forgivable because this is a comedy. It means a little bit more to me, but some people out there, like I said, they'll forgive it. You talked about the villain. And yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't think that the villain is very strong here. Let me see. I think that, again, the performance of that actor, she's having a great time. She's having a lot of fun. She's enjoying her time doing this, and it makes me enjoy watching her. But the character, the villain, it's just like another villain. It's bland motivation. They want to take over something. For what? I don't know. This is one of those things. I want to take over the world, or in this case, all the worlds. And I didn't, I've always asked this with characters. I want to do that. Why? And that's not really answered. I wasn't a big fan of The Void. I liked it. I thought it was cool for a start. You had a lot of, like, you could see some Easter eggs strewn about the Void, but it's after a while, it kind of feels empty, gray, kind of bland itself. I would have probably myself enjoyed it more if they had done more multiverse hopping and spent more time in some of these other places, because they spent a whole lot of time here in The Void, and it just wasn't my thing. But again, like I said, I think people will love this. I enjoyed it, and that doesn't mean that I'm not telling people to go see it. It's a great time in the theater, man. If you see it, I think the best way to see it is, of course, that opening weekend, first couple of opening weekends. To me, it seems like it'll have the Spider-Man Homecoming effect, where, this was great to see in the theater when all the cameos happen, the big surprises happen. And I think this movie's funnier than this, so probably has more of an effect outside of the theater. But I think it's that moment, like, once I'm not sitting in the theater with people, and that's just for me, I'm not sitting in the theater with people. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then you really recognize, like, man, the story is not as strong. This really does depend on a lot of fandom. But like I said, it's still a good time. Some people gonna sit up here and say, oh, he didn't like that movie. Corey don't like anything. Oh, he criticized. I'm not telling you. Yeah, how was that?
Hey, don't give my review.
It's. I think I have legit reason for why I'm saying this, and it's not to bring the movie down. It's not to be different. It's not to nitpick or anything like that. Like I said, it's just something that's been happening in a lot of superhero movies, and the same things are happening here. And so I just feel like, I would be lying if I said anything else, just because, I love these two characters right here. So yeah, it's very enjoyable. I highly recommend it. I highly, highly recommend it. It's going to be worth your time. You're going to have a great time with this. And to me, that's mostly thanks to these two right here, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. They were the cameos, not so much. They were the ones who really did this movie justice, because their chemistry is so great, and they do make it a lot of fun. So anyway, that's pretty much my wrap up right there, man. I will pass it around the room for y'all to say what you want to say and do your wrap ups and your ratings and all that good stuff.
What's your rating?
Yeah, what's your rating?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you yet. I got it.
You're trying to see where we go.
No.
He wants to see where you go.
Oh, no, I already, hey, listen, man, I can't sit up here and say what I just said and be like, hi, full price. I can't do that right now. I can't do that. The reason why I'm doing this is because I see some people in the chat trying to guess what it is.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of teasing them and keeping them waiting.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, the things you say that you don't like about it, it's like they're there, but to me they were pretty small. Because with the story, there's so much that's set up in the beginning, and then as it goes with the Void, I was like, yeah, the Void's kind of empty, but they set that up all the way back in Loki, and I felt that way then. So when it came around now, I was like, well, this is how the Void is. Okay. And I guess I see so many comedies that will, in their third act, they get so bogged down with the plot that they stop being funny, and this doesn't have that problem. It is a simple enough story that they just keep adding blocks to or moving around. I don't necessarily like the cameos, like the whole huh? But it's like, hey, look who showed up and what we're doing with it. And sometimes it stuck around, sometimes it didn't. But it was always a fun surprise. It was never anything that dragged the movie down. I think this movie is a great, not just a good time, but a great time, like with fun. Like Like, I doubt there'll be a funnier movie this year or even next. It's you know, with so many of the summer blockbusters, they've been like, yeah, this was fun. It was kind of fun when I saw it, but I felt pumped seeing this. And I know, like, I am the target audience for it, so I can't speak for, know how everybody else is going to feel about it. But speaking for myself, this was a better time than I expected. And it is a high full price.
So this was my most anticipated movie of the year, and like you, man, it definitely exceeded my expectations. I think the biggest flaw with this movie was just the villain. I just thought, like, she's cool to watch, but I think, like, and her powers are cool, but I think they don't really give her a lot to do. And she's kind of just there, at least in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I was just kind of like, what are you doing here?
Well, I guess, you have several different, existential villains. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that's to me, that was like the weakest thing, was the villain. But everything else, man, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they were better than I thought they were going to be together. Like, their chemistry was like on a whole nother level. This movie was amazing from start to end. That first 5 minutes of the movie where they're playing that one little song, I ain't gonna say what song they're playing, and there's that dance, dance choreograph going on. I'm like, wow, I'm into this. And I was like, and that's actually a real, the real dance choreograph.
I figured that was. I know that's the choreography.
Yeah, that's a real one.
I figured they had one. For whoever that song is from, I figured they had one of those people dressed up as Wolverine doing it. Yeah.
Look, a lot of ups, very little downs, man. Definitely enjoyed this film. I'll give this full price.
Okay.
Man, I got so much about this movie that I want to say that I look forward to discussing with all of you on Sunday. But I really want to emphasize, I'm not it just so happened that I was dressing up as Wolverine for this. I'm not the biggest Wolverine fan, but they made me fall in love with this character all over again. And it didn't feel like a rehash. It felt like another side of this character that was very deserved and so earned. Walking out of it, I was like, man, there had to be some problems with it. I thought that the CGI at times was more noticeable than others, but that doesn't bother me. And the distance that this movie goes, man, it short-circuited my brain. I got so excited. And then thinking about it, I was just like, I started trembling. I was like, there's no way I can be true to myself without giving this a rating of a better than sex. Because as far as these superhero movies go, there are moments in here, they will not be surpassed. This is as good as it gets, Bob.
Yeah, so I am the, what do you want to call me, the odd man out? Or
Fool.
Or the goddamn villain, or dead fool. Because I give this a high matinee. Yeah, I just, again, and I really, really wanted to love this. I did. But speaking of story taking a little, somewhat of a dip, especially from the first movie, there's so much exposition. And, almost half the movie is kind of, at least, a good 30 minutes or so of this movie is exposition instead of getting the story. There's exposition about Wolverine's story, and they don't even do anything about that at the end. He tells about it, but there's nothing really there to give it any more impact. Now, this is my criticism of the movie. Now, again, it sounds like I'm hating on this movie, and I am not. I actually had a really good time with this film. I really did. But I'd be lying if I felt like some of this was cheap fandom. And I think for a movie that's so highly anticipated, they could have done better with that. But as I said, to leave it on a positive note, that's a high matinee for me. But that's only I think only people feel that way if they have the same feelings about superhero movies and the nostalgia factor and the fandom route that they've taken. But, for a lot of other people out there, I don't think you will feel like me. I think you will have a great time with this. This will be a full price movie for you too. I have to just be honest with you, and, plus I don't want to do that thing where it's like, well, I want to give this 2 different ratings. It's a high matinee for me, but I'm going to give it a full price for everybody else out there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a high matinee for me, but I think you're going to enjoy this very much. You hear everybody around the room and how they feel about it. So, don't listen to me. What I fucking know. Go have a good time. I'm just a grouchy guy under this mask right here. So go have yourself a great time with it. I think that it's going to be, again, if nothing else, you catch it this first weekend, especially, it's going to be a big crowd pleaser. And sitting there watching it with other fans that are going to be cheering. Go see it at one of those theaters where they let you drink. Go see it at one of those theaters where they tell you not to talk, but you're gonna do it anyway because you're a bunch of nerds. That's the only time they will let you talk because it's this movie right here. Go see it with that rowdy crowd, man, that's getting drunk, and having a good time. They're all excited. You will be swept up in the enthusiasm and you will have a good time too. So there you go. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always,